We've got all the biggest news and updates from Google I/O, plus chatbots that want to remember everything about you and going completely haywire. I hope those are separate. That's all coming up right now. Google I/O 2025 just took place on Tuesday, May 20th, and we're here to round up all the biggest AI news and announcements from the conference. You ready? First up is a new feature called AI mode in search. This is almost like a chat bot built into the core Google search function. The demo showed off people using it to compare fitness trackers. Someone else used it to find the best tickets for an event. They even showed off a new shopping feature that had people upload a photo of themselves and try on clothes, not unlike the demo that we showed off last week, but with the special Google touch. Next up is they're showing off Gemini's capabilities to be what they're calling a universal AI assistant. In the demo video, they had a guy working on his bike and he's talking to his phone, asking it questions. First, he's asking it to look up the manual for this particular model of bike. Then he's asking it to comb through his emails to find one specific nugget of information. Then he's asking it to make a call on his behalf in the background to inquire about a part. This looks pretty crazy. I think this is technology that's on the horizon, not quite all the way here yet. We've heard a lot of that over the years with Google I/O, but if even a portion of all of this functionality, the way it works together, if this comes to pass, it'll be something truly remarkable. Gemini 2.5 is out with the new Deep Think enhanced reasoning capabilities. They showed off some features aimed at you and me, like real-time translation in Google Meet. You can translate languages on the fly now.
It's nice to finally talk to you.
Es bueno hablarte finalmente. No puedo esperar a alquilar tu casa.
Personalized smart replies in Gmail based on previous conversations and even your Google Docs. Gemini Live is rolling out to the Gemini app on all platforms, and a new feature called Google Search Live, where you can have a conversation about what your camera can see. Now that all sounds cool, but it doesn't even scratch the surface of what's going to be available to developers. You're going to want to check out the Google blog for the full details on that. For the power user who wants unlimited access to all of Google's most powerful models, the Google AI Ultra membership can be yours for $249 USD a month. For the filmmakers and creatives out there, they just showed off Google Flow. This is a new filmmaking service with advanced camera controls and cutting-edge text-to-video capabilities. I loved in the app where they didn't like the second half of a clip, so they cut it off and then regenerated that second half completely different. It looks great. I can't wait to try it, but it's US only for now. But if you want to check it out, you can watch Flow TV to see what others are doing with it. It looks pretty cool. Now, all of this barely touches on all of the cool stuff that they announced, including the new Google XR augmented reality glasses and the Google Beam 3D video conferencing platform for enterprises. All of that looks wild. We've left the focus for our purposes today on the new AI features, but you could get the full recap by clicking the links that we've collected for you at WednesdAI.com right now. Let's see what's going on around the world of AI. OpenAI has just launched Codex. This is a new feature inside of ChatGPT that's going to help you write, edit, and explain code. You're going to get to talk to it in plain language, and it's going to write code in a variety of different coding languages. It's going to help write the code, debug errors, and automate repetitive coding tasks.
OpenAI just announced Codex, their agentic coding product. The actual coding agent feels very unique, and not only that, they released a model that was post-trained to be even better than O3 at coding.
So OpenAI says this is all about turning ChatGPT into a true coding partner. Go try it right now. Let me see what you make. Speaking of ChatGPT, the CEO of OpenAI, Sam Altman, has been sharing the company's plans to have ChatGPT remember absolutely everything about a user's life, from past conversations to preferences to even behavior patterns. The idea on the OpenAI side is to have ChatGPT be a lifelong assistant. And of course, on the other side, you have a lot of people saying that this is a privacy minefield.
Do your own research, do your own homework, figure out your life without the help of a computer. talk to people, form connections, form bonds. Don't be this guy. I can't, that guy, right?
Very contentious topic. Would love to know what you think about it as ChatGPT becomes a bigger and bigger part of a lot of our lives. Let me know in a comment. Let me know what you think. The trust factor with regard to these chatbots is back in the news after Grok users noticed that the chatbot was adding, let's call it spicy takes on recent South African political discourse to its answers to completely unrelated questions.
I was interviewing a CX leader the other week, and they were talking about their implementation of AI, and they said, well, I said to them, what's one of your biggest problems? And it's getting our customers to actually believe that the bot was right. There's almost that kind of perception that they've read the stories about hallucination, and they're not too sure whether that's the right answer or not. So
now, XAI, who makes the Grok chatbot, said that this was the result of a rogue coder manually programming this behavior into the chatbot and not a product of how the chatbot would typically or naturally operate. They say that it's been dealt with, no harm, no foul, and a lot of people are now talking about where that line is, where all of these chatbots would only let you ask about certain kinds of topics before it won't engage with you anymore. But when those conversations get a little bit too hot button or too spicy. But either way, we've covered it before, these chatbots' propensity to just make stuff up out of whole cloth. So check the facts and increasingly check the context. Jensen Huang, the CEO and president of NVIDIA, was speaking recently at the Hill and Valley Forum in Washington, D.C., and hit on the topic of young people in AI. And he was saying that if he had to do his career all over again, the very first thing he would do is learn AI. There's an interesting stat here that only 11% of people 14 to 22 years of age use AI once or twice a week, and that's at the high end. Meanwhile, 70% of job skills are projected to be impacted by AI by the time those young people enter the workforce. So to that point, Mr. Huang offered some tips for how to integrate AI into our lives that we can all make use of. Number one is to develop the skill of prompting. There's an art to it, and he says it's worth cultivating and developing that skill. You got to treat AI like it's an inquisitive child. Step two, AI wants to be helpful. That child is eager to be of service, but it can't handle generalized questions. You've got to give it the context. And step three is to give instructions as a list or a set of steps. The whole thing here is not just about prompting, it's about developing the art and skill of asking better questions, which anybody watching this would know will go a long way in all areas of life. And that's the show. Thank you so much for watching. Now you can get the full update every Wednesday or subscribe to any of our social channels for the daily updates. If you want to get it all first, then go over to WednesdAI.com, sign up for the email newsletter. We're working on something cool there for you. You're going to hear about all this stuff before you even hear me talk about it on the show. Now, if you're making something cool in AI, or you got a tip, something we should talk about on the show, then send us the link. We're on X, Instagram, LinkedIn. Leave a comment on YouTube wherever you're watching this. We'll hear from you soon. Thanks again. We'll see you next week.
Fire!